Hey guys, this is Chris from SurviveNnThrive. Today I'm going to be making a short little video just showing you guys how to use a Ferrocerium rod, or a Ferro rod for short. People commonly mistake these things, or this thing, with flint and steel. They'll call it that. It's not flint and steel, it's actually a Ferrocerium rod. I'm going to be showing you two ways of striking your Ferro rod using, if you buy this kind of Ferro rod, it comes with a little striker. I'll be showing you how to use this striker. And I'll be showing you how to do it with a knife. So I'm just going to get right into it. Okay guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to strike a Ferro rod, or use a Ferro rod. This one's a fire steel. These are little tiny ones. These are almost like keychain type ones. I just like to carry it. It's lightweight. I picked this one up at Walmart, I believe, for $7 or $8. It comes with this little striker on it. That's the first thing I'll be showing you how to use, is the little striker that comes with it, just in case, because I know if you get it like this, most people don't cut this off and they'll leave this. But if you notice on the fire striker that it comes with, or the Ferro striker, whatever you want to call it, it has a side that says up. This little tab sticking off is what you're actually going to use to strike your Ferro rod. I do it a slightly different way. I'll show you both ways. So I have my Ferro rod and my striker, and what you're going to do is you're going to notice these ridges on the side. That's actually for you to line up to create a little more friction on your Ferro rod. You can use these little arcs in here. I'll use these, any of these ridges. But as you notice, I just got to strike, I got some sparks and I didn't even really attempt to throw any. So what you want to do is you can take either this crevice or these notches and you want to put it against your Ferro rod. Just like that. So these notches and that crevice, I wasn't sure if you were in frame, so I'll repeat that. But then you're just going to put it up against the back of your Ferro rod and you're going to push down and run it forward. And if you notice, it throws some sparks. Now I don't like using these ridges because I don't know if you'll see right there, coming down the Ferro rod, there's a nice gash in it now. It uses up your Ferro rod pretty fast when you use these strikers, using these crevices and things. So what I'll do is I'll take this striker, and instead of using it on its side, I'll use the top of it like this, and I'll just, you get a better throw, and I usually get better sparks with it, just using this top edge. It's almost like using the spine of your knife, which I'm going to show you next in a second. Okay guys, so now I'm going to be showing you how to strike it with a knife. Now a lot of things you'll see people do is they'll strike it like this. If it's your primary cutting tool or knife or whatever, you really don't want to use the blade against your Ferro rod. You want to preserve your cutting tool whenever you can. So that's why you want to look for, when you get a knife, I'll explain this in some other videos too, but you want a knife with a nice 90-degree spine. Now what I mean by that is if you look down this blade, you can see it comes to a nice 90-degree point, coming all the way down. So that way it creates like a secondary edge I can use to actually create friction on my Ferro rod. Now you might see me in some of my videos use the blade, but I use it with this thing. This is my backup knife I carry, or my secondary. I'll use the blade on this because it's not my primary cutting tool, and if you notice, the spine isn't a 90-degree spine on this pocket knife. So striking the Ferro rod is actually pretty hard with this knife. See, and it's a lock back, so as you saw right there, you can snap the lock on you and stuff. So using a pocket knife on the blade is another story. Using a fixed blade is a completely different animal. So if you get a pocket knife with a locking mechanism like this, and most pocket knives, a lot of them don't have a 90-degree spine, feel free to use the blade. It's a little safer than doing it this way, because you might, as I just did, slip this and you can cut yourself. I actually cut myself earlier splitting some logs for primitive bows. But anyway, we'll get back to the knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the edge of my knife right here, and I'm going to use up here more to give myself more flicking to throw off more sparks. It also creates a little more pressure. So what I'm going to do is go like that. And if you notice, compared to the striker, I'm actually getting a lot more strike, and you can see it shoot a lot better too. So all you're going to do, I'm just going to break this down a little bit for you, is with your 90-degree spine, or the edge of your spine on your blade, you're going to place the edge of the spine right against the ferro rod like that. I hope you guys can see that. So the actual tip of this edge is against your blade. It's almost like a 45-degree tilt on your handle, on your blade. And then all you're going to do is holding your ferro rod firmly in this hand, take the blade, push down while keeping pressure here, and flick. And you're going to throw sparks. Now I'm just going to make sure I don't light some of these things on fire, but that's how to strike a ferro rod. Okay guys, now an alternative to actually flicking your blade out like this to strike your ferro rod is something you'll hear me explain in like my TP fire video, is anchoring your blade and pulling your ferro rod away. The reason you do this is so you don't, if your fire lay is right here and you're here and you strike and go like that, you don't knock your fire lay all over the place. So you're just going to go like this and pull your ferro rod away from the blade while keeping pressure. And if you notice, that worked perfectly fine. My knife didn't go flying, and my arm is pulling my ferro rod away from the fire lay and all that. You see, look at that 90-degree spine. I'm not even putting a lot of pressure, and I'm still getting little sparks. But pulling it away like that will allow you to throw sparks without hindering your fire layer setup. Okay guys, so the last thing I want to explain with the ferro rod is something I see a lot of people do, is they'll always use one side of their ferro rod and they'll just keep going like this. And this is a ferro rod I let a lot of people use, and if you notice, it's pretty damaged. This comes in, it will bow in like this and come back out. But what you want to do is when you're using your ferro rod, you want to keep rotating it slightly, just so you keep a nice circular rod all the way around, and you don't wear it down on one spot to the point where you can't strike there because you put gashes and stuff in it, or it breaks the ferro rod. So you're gonna improve the longevity of your ferro rod if you, when you strike. So for example, if I strike here like that, now I rotate a little and I strike here, and I rotate a little and I strike here, and you just keep going around like that, it's gonna improve the lifespan of your ferro rod. Okay guys, so that was how to strike a ferro rod. I showed you how to do it with the striker, using the sides and the little top piece. And I showed you guys how to do it with a regular fixed blade and a pocket knife. Now, as I said before, just going to reiterate, if you can, you want to preserve your cutting tool or your knife, whatever you're using, and try to use the back spine of it if you can. If you can't, it's okay. It's better to get a fire going and use a little of your blade than not have a fire at all. A ferro rod isn't something you're going to go out to and just be like, oh look, and just strike and get a fire instantly. There's some materials you'll be able to get a fire with pretty easily. I've seen a lot of people start fires, but when it comes to natural tinders, you're going to have to get good at processing them down too to get it to the point where it will accept a strike from a ferro rod. Now, there's different kinds of ferro rods. I'll just explain this quickly. And by different kinds, I mean different sizes. This one's like an 1.5 inch ferro rod. You can find these at most stores like Walmart, Dick's, sporting goods stores, things like that. Maybe some camping stores. Then to get some better ones, usually I have to find them online. You can get like up to 6-inch ferro rods, and you can mount them in your own handle. They usually don't come with any kind of handle. They're just like a rod. And lastly, there's also there's something called a magnesium block, which they also sell at sporting goods stores and camping stores. But it's just like it looks like a silver block about that long, and it'll have a ferro rod on the top and the magnesium on the bottom. I'll discuss that in another video, but that's also another option to have a ferro rod on you, is to carry a magnesium block if you can't find them, because I know some stores only sell magnesium blocks and they don't sell individual ferro rods. Okay guys, so that's my ferro rod video, how to use a ferro rod video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for checking out my channel, thanks for checking out my videos, thanks for your support, just watching my videos, subscribing, liking, all that fun stuff, and I hope to see you guys around.